Hey, what's up, Facebook? Video number 7. This one's a little bit darker than what the other ones, have seemed to be. Today I'm going to talk about depression, and I know that a lot of people suffer from this and have suffered through it, me being one of them as well. So I'm going to give you a background story on why I'm the person I am today, why I'm doing this, and where all of this stuff that's up here came from. When I was a young lad, I was never blessed with the best looks, still not. I was bullied quite a lot. People took the piss out of me, who I am, what I was, what I enjoyed. Just like most people, it lasts with most. I was picked on at school, I was picked on in all, different kinds of ways. And I never really had many family members there. I had 2 influential women in my life, apart from my mother and my father, that meant the most to me and that was always there. That was my grandma and my auntie. We used to go and visit them often. It was the only family that I ever visited, still the only family that I ever had. The rest of them, I don't know much about them. Something happened with me when I was a boy. Something snapped. I was just like any other ordinary guy. I played games. I loved watching, TV, cartoons and things. I loved doing all these things that your average boy would do. And then what started to happen was, with all this bullying getting on top of me, I started to sink into a dark hole. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who I was. I started to lose everything. I didn't have a clue about anything. And then, out of the blue, we had a phone call to go to London because my auntie was extremely ill. She was in hospital and I couldn't have been anything more than 11 or 12 at this point. Oh, we're back. We had to go to London to see how she was, and she was dying. Now it sounds morbid, but when you're a young boy and you see somebody's life go from them in front of your eyes, it's something that you can't describe, you can't explain it. It's not something that you can ever understand. And some of you may have experienced that, and I understand that, and I'm with you on how that feels. For me, what happened was, people started taking a piss more and more, and they started, trying to figure me out. And I started to move away from the crowd and steer away from your normal people and who people were. And, I had people laughing in my face that I would never make it. My dreams and ideas were a joke, bodybuilding, I'd never get big, I'd never get strong, and all of these things fueled me. And when I lost the people that were closest to me, and I was left with no choice but to be accountable to myself and no one else, I did so. There was nobody birthed this for me. Nobody held my hand through any of this. Nobody showed me the path and showed me how to do it. I just did it myself. Because I knew that no one was going to change my life except for me. All these people that were laughing in my face, I was going to show them. And I was going to show them who the fuck I am. Because I knew what I was worth. I knew deep down that I was worthy of more than this horrible life that existed for me, this depression, this loneliness where nobody was there, no family, no friends, well, friends who I thought were there, but at times they weren't. And as I started to get older, 16, 17, 18, I started to leave and go on this new path and follow it by myself and steer away, and all this aggression inside of me, pushed away the people that mattered the most and the people that I loved. I started to grow as a man. And I'm not going to say that was a good thing, being angry and leaving people behind and having all this aggression is not good. But for me, it saved my life. I was depressed, I was down, I was lonely, I was afraid of everything. But that anger that kept me going, that pushed me through those dark times, without that, I would never have got to the person I am now. So people look at me and wonder, how I can say all these things and how I can get to the person, do what I say I'm going to do and have these massive aspirations and want to help people, is because I know what it fucking feels like. Those people that are suffering with depression now, the people who are listening and watching and tuning later on, that can resonate with that because you feel like shit, because you're so dark and you're in this hole and you don't seem to get out of. Yeah, I've been there. I'm with you on that. But you know what the difference was? I made a decision to change my life. I made a decision not to rely on anybody. I made a decision that no matter what people said, no matter how people laughed in my face, no matter how, how many people fucking abused me and took me for granted, I made a decision that I wasn't going to listen to that anymore. I wasn't going to let them do that to me. I wasn't going to let them make me feel like shit, because life's too precious. I lost the two most important people in my life at a young age. You can't get that back. No amount of money, no amount of anything can get that back. It's gone. And for those of you that are suffering now, I'm here to tell you it's going to be all right. I'm here to tell you that no matter what you're going through, it's okay. Because eventually it's going to come out and you'll be all right. And when you look back at the loved ones and the people that aren't there anymore, you can smile because you remember the good times and how happy you were and how happy they made you, and know they're always with you. They haven't gone anywhere. They're always with you. I believe, I'm not a religious person, but I believe that when people leave, it's not just a black existence. It's not just nothing. They're there. They're all around us. They're part of everything. That's what happens when we die. That makes me feel better about it. To think that when we die, it's either a burning hell or, there's this or that. I know it's going to piss some people off, but I don't believe that's fucking existence. I don't believe that. That's just a way of fear. Who would want to live their life wondering if, you're going to go to hell? We all do horrible shit. We all do. Anyone that's going to sit there and say they've never done something nasty to someone else, you're a liar. I have. I've been a bad person. But when I look at it and look at what I've done, you get karma for that. If you're not looking at somebody else and trying to make somebody else's life better, you're only going to make yourself worse. And I took myself out of the equation of everything and followed my path in the darkness, in the shadows. I stayed out of the way, stayed out of the limelight, put my hood up, put my headphones in, cracked on with everything I had to do in life. And when I finally emerged and I started doing bodybuilding competitions, which meant the most to me, because that was my way of channeling my passion at the time. I have other passions now, but that was mine, through and through. And when I came out of the limelight, people started looking and they were like, I started getting messages like, wow, what happened? Started messaging me how I do this, how I did. The same people that took the piss out of me and the same people that laughed in my face ended up being the ones admiring what I was doing. And, I don't blame them for that, because what they did to me drove me harder and faster and further to do what I had to do. There were days when I was throwing up all over the floor, but I'd get the fuck back up and I'd go and carry on. I never stopped. Still don't stop. I never will. All those people, even now, that laugh at what I have to say and look at me and wish that I'm going to fail, well, I've got some bad news for you. I'm never failing. I'll never stop. It's not in my nature anymore. Giving up and quitting, it's not in my vocabulary. I'll never fucking kneel down and accept defeat, no matter what it is. Depression's a horrible thing. When you feel like there's no one there for you and you feel like your whole world's crumbling around you. Let me tell you something. Start looking in the mirror. Because when you expect people to save your life, you're just going to fall and tumble into a deeper, darker hole. You have to get up. You have to look in the mirror, dust yourself off, keep fucking moving forwards, and keep achieving what you want to achieve. Because no one's going to do it for you. I promise you that. I'm not the man I am today because I'm, special or, I'm this and that. I just started to look at myself instead of looking for somebody else to save my life. And now when I talk to my parents and I look in my father's eyes and I look in my mother's eyes, they see me now. They know what I'm talking about. They know where I'm going. They know what I'm doing. And you don't need any. Be accountable to yourself. Know what you want out of life. Because at the end of the day, people will pat you on the back, they'll say they support you, and they'll say, congratulations and that, but they're not there when the pain's so intense you feel like you want to give up. They're not there when, everything's failing and you have to find a solution. They're not there when you lose your loved ones and, you're there and you're crying and your whole soul is being crushed and broken apart. They're not there then. But who is? Yourself. No one's else there apart from you. You go through these things to have the strength to get through anything in life. If you kneel down, you will never fucking grow. For the people that message me, and full respect, I love that you do it because I want to help you like you would not believe. Because I've been there. But when you listen to this and you want to give up and you want to quit, take a step back, look at your life. Imagine the people that are going through worse. There's always somebody worse off. There's always somebody who's going through more hell. I talk about my life and how bad it is, but look at some of the people that exist out there. Some people have to walk miles to get water in the morning. I had a running tap. Some people didn't have a bed. I had a bed to sleep in. Some people don't have roofs. I had a roof over my head. So I can say how bad my life was. I can say how shit it was and how I used to get picked on and bullied. There's always somebody worse off. So when you feel like you're depressed, there's always a next stage. There's always another level. Life's there to test you. Life's there to hold your head under the water and ask you how badly you fucking want it to change. As soon as you start using this, your whole life will become different, I promise you. I want to thank you all for listening. These are the darker sides of my life, but these are the things that made me the man I am today, and these are the things that are going to carry me and take me into the future, because I'm telling you now that whoever's watching this, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, thousands of people will know my name because I will not stop. Because in my heart, what I truly want is to help people. I want to help people. And that's my motivation, not money, not nothing. Everybody have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. Look forward to Monday, because it's another fucking day that you're alive and that you're breathing and that you can do something to help somebody else. Take care of yourselves. See you later.